my name's Claire and this is Stitch Hem Sew. Thank you so much for joining me today for another video. Now today's video is a Friday Sews video, and Friday Sews was created by the wonderful Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room as just a great way of bringing the sewing community together on a Friday. So if you search under the hashtag Friday Sews, you will find a whole load of sewing vloggers all posting under the hashtag, all bringing lots of lovely sewing content. So do go ahead and check out that hashtag. So I'm going to be going through a little bit about what I've been up to in terms of sewing, some fabric that's arrived in the post, and my plans for the week ahead. So I had last week off from work, and obviously it was also the bank holiday weekend, so I have managed to fit in a little bit of sewing with the boys off too, but we had lots of lovely sort of days out and things, and we caught up with some family, and we've just spent some time sort of doing silly things together and having lots of fun. So yeah, I have managed to fit in some sewing, perhaps not as much as I hoped I might, but still managed to fit some in. So let me show you what I've been up to. So one of the things that I got made up this week is quite a sort of basic make, if you like, for my older son, and it is another pair of jogging bottoms. Now I've used the True Bias mini Hudson pants. I really like the pocket detail. It's probably very hard to see in this black, but you kind of put a little bit of ribbing fabric on the pocket edge, which I really like. And as I say, I've used the True Bias Hudson pants. I've used the largest size for my son. I think it goes up to a size 10. I don't feel like this pattern comes up particularly roomy. It's sort of a slim fit anyway, but also I don't feel that they're particularly, it's not a particularly roomy size, age 10. He's 8, but he's really tall for his age. And so what I've done is I've added a couple of extra inches to the bottom just to give him a little bit of growing room, because he tends to grow up rather than out. So yeah, that should hopefully give him a few months worth of wear. I have to say, this particular sweatshirting he's worn these a couple of times, and they've been in the wash a couple of times over the last couple of weeks. Over the last week, sort of coming out, he's putting them back on again, which is probably a nice thing. But it's already starting to show pilling, which I'm not so impressed by, I have to say. So yeah, not overly impressed with that. This particular fabric came from Pound Fabrics. I've bought their sweatshirting in the past. I've never ever had an issue, but this particular batch, not great. But yeah, I've definitely used their sweatshirting fabric in the past before, and to make joggers for both my sons, and and those ones have been washed and washed and washed and washed and washed, and they still look better than these ones do. So I think I've just got a little bit unlucky with this particular fabric. Another thing that I've made, again for Selfless, so April 23, obviously I can't actually take part as such, but these are promotional makes, if you like, is this hoodie for my husband. I've used the Waves and Wild hot chocolate hoodie pattern. Now thank you so much to everybody that commented on my previous couple of vlogs when I was talking about how I was going to do the hood detail. He decided that he didn't want the same hood as what's on the original pattern, because it's got quite a large sort of crossover detail. He had originally said that he also wanted the drawstring cord in it, which I haven't done because he decided that's not what he wanted. So I have still done a little crossover detail, but what I just did a bit of a cheat in the end, because I couldn't be bothered to print off and any other hoodie patterns, is the hood on this particular pattern in his size is quite large. And so what I've done is I've just taken an inch off all the way round of kind of this edge, which then just gives a less of a crossover detail. And he seems to be really happy with it. So this one has come together really nicely. It's quite, looks quite big actually. It is a little oversized, but again, that's what he wanted with a hoodie, you know, makes it feel really snuggly and cozy. So yeah, another Selfless sew in the bag. And whilst I'm talking about Selfless Sew April 23, which is a challenge that Adele from Sew for Serenity, Crystal from my social thread, and myself are running through the month of April, and there has been a whole vlogging tour gone on. So there has been at least 14 of us, and I think there's been a couple of days where we've had 2 vloggers on a day, so sort of 14 to 16 different vloggers so far that have also put out a video with their inspirations and ideas, so please do check that out. And what I've done is I've created a playlist, so all you have to do is go into my channel, find the Selfless Sew April 23 playlist, and that will take you to all the people that have been vlogging for us so far, and there are loads more to go as well, so please do support them and watch their videos and get some lovely ideas of things that you might be able to sew for other people, not necessarily for the month of April but moving forward as well. And it's been absolutely lovely seeing all the Selfless Sew April WIP work in progresses or little sneak peeks that are popping up on that hashtag Selfless Sew April 23 WIP. So thank you so much for everybody that has already posted on there. It's just so great seeing those come along, and I'm really looking forward to the 30th of April when we get to see everybody's posts and see what everybody has been making, because it really feels like the community is getting behind the challenge. So thank you so much. And as always, thank you so much to all the lovely sponsors that have sponsored a prize for this challenge. As you will know, if you've watched any of my previous videos or any of the other vloggers, we've got loads and loads of prizes. So well worth having a little think about what you might want to make if you haven't already started or started thinking about entering. Please do have a little think, because you never know, you might just win yourself a lovely prize as well. So I've been working on one more thing, which isn't sort of garment sewing, it isn't machine sewing. I have been doing a little cross stitch. Now I bought this little kit when I was at the Stitch Festival in March, and this week I got it out and sewed it up. So it just says sewing is my therapy, which I think is really lovely. And it came in a little kit like this all together, and it's by a company called Sew Sophie Crafts, and she does all sorts of different kits, so I'll pop her details in the description below. But it all comes with everything that you need to do it, and it would be a great one if you were going away, I think, because it's not a huge little project to do, but would be quite satisfying to make whilst you're away in the evenings. I have been extremely busy with work over the last sort of few weeks, and when it's got to the evening, sometimes I haven't wanted to get in front of my machine, and so actually this is something that I can also do in the evenings while watching the television, or if I'm sat in the lounge with the boys and they're doing other things, but I can just be doing something with them, sort of playing alongside. So yeah, really happy with that one, and I'm going to find somewhere over there to hang that. I think that's really nice. Oh, one thing I'm going to ask is, what do I do for those cross stitchers amongst you? I've done lots of cross stitching in the past, but I don't think I've ever put it in a hoop to display it. So I think I've always kind of made it as in a frame, or it's been part of some other project, and so I don't know what to do with the back. Can somebody who is a cross stitcher, can I have some advice please? What do I do to tidy up all this at the back? Do I just cut it off? Yeah, let me know. I don't know. Thank you. So that's everything that I've been making this week. I did have some lovely fabric arrive in the post this week. I have taken advantage of the offer that Oreo Textiles have done for the month of April for Selfless Sew April 23. If you use the code Selfless Sew April 23, they are offering 10% off with that code, and they also throw in a free gift. So I have been eyeing up this particular fabric on their website for the longest time, and I've seen it on other websites as well, but This was up on their website for £6.99 a metre, which I think is a really good price. Plus, obviously, I got the 10% off. So I have to admit, I've been a little bit cheeky, a little bit sneaky, because I'm not actually using this for a selfless make. I am using it for myself at some point. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to make with it. I've got 3 metres. I just love it. I think they're lovely pops of colour with those bright yellow. I just think it sings out, but it's got a dark base, which I really like, and it's got lovely green on, which again I feel is my colour. What do you think? Yeah, I just love it. They did previously, they've done this with red flowers in it as well, which just looks lovely, but quite maybe a little bit more Christmassy. Whereas I think this one looks really quite summery. So really happy with that. And my free gift were some scissors, which aren't fabric scissors as such. They're just an all-purpose scissor. But still, very nice to have, especially when it's a free gift. And then there was also just a little pack of tiny little buttons. So yeah, just that's a lovely little additional extra, isn't it? So thank you very much to them. And I'm very much looking forward to thinking of what I should make with this fabric. Now, if you have got any pattern suggestions for me, I would be very much grateful to hear. This is a cotton fabric. I would say a cotton sort of poplin sort of weight, if you like. So not huge amounts of drape, but again, not as thin as a lawn, but it's not undrapey. Just not drapey, if that makes sense. Another item that I was given as a gift a couple of weeks ago, but I've forgotten to show you, is something that my sister has made for me. She enjoys crocheting, she does lots of crochet, and she has made me this really cute birdo. Now, for some people, you might not have a clue what birdo is all about. It's from the Mario games that my sons play, games on the Switch, and we play like a sort of a family game, and I always pick to be birdo. So my boys and my husband had all got themselves a little mascot, but I couldn't find a birdo, so I just in passing said to my sister one day, would you perhaps, not really expecting her to do anything about it, but she did. So yes, she's very cute, and yeah, thank you to my lovely sister for making me it. So moving forward into the week ahead, I have got a few things that I really need to try and accomplish this week. In terms of my selfless sewing, I have got my husband's shirt that I want to make. I need to make a pair of slippers that I said that I would make in terms of selfless sews. I think that's the main amount of my selfless sewing done then. I've also got a pattern test to do, and I'm going to make it from this fabric here. Now I can't tell you what the pattern is, but I thought I'd share the fabric with you. Now this fabric I've picked up from when I was at the lovely Catherine from Soverton's Makeries, one of her social sewing events, and we have like a swaps table, so you take things along that you're not into anymore, and you can pick up other stuff. And I've picked up this piece of gorgeous fabric. It's really long but not hugely wide, and it's got kind of a border print on. Now I'm trying to show it to you, and it's more difficult than I thought. So along the bottom it's got like a bigger print than it has at the top, so I'm going to have to be quite creative with how I use it, but I've got lots of it, so I thought it would make a great fabric to do my pattern test in. I've already cut it out in terms of the actual pattern. I need to cut it out in the fabric. I don't think it's going to take me a huge amount of time. I'm hoping not, because I've also got my blouse that I want to sew up for Sew April Blouse 23, which is a challenge that has been run by the lovely Gabrielle from Cloth Edit, and the amazing Rowan from the Yorkshire Sew Girl. So that is something I want to do, and I will be sewing up the Norma blouse, which if you look in my April plans you will be able to see all the fabric and everything that I'm planning on sewing up for that. And there is another thing that I would like to try and sew up, and I'm not necessarily going to get all this done this week but over the next couple of weeks, is the lovely Adam from Adam Sews has recently brought out a new pattern, which is like a we would call it a bum bag in this country, or in the States a fanny pack, but people tend to wear them a crossbody now, and that is definitely something that I would like to have a go at. I'll pop a picture in of what that looks like. So thank you so much, Adam, for gifting me that pattern. I'm really looking forward to having a go at it. If I'm honest with you, Adam, it will probably roll into May, but and again, it doesn't really work for me for Selfless Sew because I want to sew it for myself. So yeah, that's another thing that I am hoping to sew up. So I do hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, I'd love it if you would give me a little like, and if you haven't subscribed, I'd really love it if you would do so. I'm so very close to 2,000 subscribers, and it would be really fantastic to hit that little milestone. So don't forget to drop me a comment. Let me know what you think I should make with that fabric that I showed you earlier, the yellow flowered fabric. And also do let me know if you're taking part in Selfless Sew April 23, what you're making, what you're planning to make. If you've got any questions, obviously do let me know in the box below, or do drop me a message on Instagram. My handle on Instagram is exactly the same as on here, Stitch Hem Sew, so it's easy to find. And I just hope you have just a brilliant weekend. I hope you managed to fit in some sewing, but until next time, take care, happy sewing, bye bye.